Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this flip through, walk through exploration of the Tarot of Curious Creatures by Chris Ann. I've just, I've been on a bit of a journey with anthropomorphic animals. And the journey has been kind of meandering. So if some of you guys don't know, I had a deck by Taroko Studios with artwork by JJ Granville. And that one didn't work out for me. So I passed it along. It felt very serious, very kind of grown up. And then I got, as a result of Wesley, who came on Say Yes to the Deck, I ended up picking up a copy of the Bohemian Animal Tarot, which, of course, I'm just talking about it. I don't have it here to show you. But, and that one completely charmed me. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I'm all in on this anthropomorphic, like, humanized animal thing. So then, somewhat recently, I was gifted a copy of the Northern Animal Tarot, and I thought, yes, this is going to be, like, my charming, sweet anthropomorphic animal deck. And that one ended up not really landing for me. And I'm like, what is this emotional roller coaster that is this kind of deck? And this one I just couldn't get out of my mind because it seems ridiculous. It seems like something that I'm not going to like at all. But I was curious. And you guys know, oftentimes, being curious about something that I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like, it doesn't work out well. So let's just cross our fingers and hope that this is a good experience for everybody. On the off chance that it lands well, I do have a Peggy bag that I think kind of goes with the kind of chaotic color palette and bright colors of this deck. And I'm actually kind of hopeful that the bright colors of this deck are the thing that's going to tip it over the edge. If you don't know, I'm a real sucker for color. Like really bright, bold colors tend to really draw me in. I do occasionally like a more muted color palette, but this is my bag. There's something silly feeling about this that I'm hoping it's going to speak to me. So we'll see. But all of these bold, like mixed colors, like the red and the purple and the green and the mint, and it's kind of fun. So we'll see. But I'm coming into this with a modicum of what's the word? Trepidation, maybe? Trepidation might be a good word. So we'll see. I think that when it comes to like just straight up sweet kind of animal decks or anthropomorphic animal decks, I feel like that's kind of covered with Bohemian Animal. I don't think I'm looking for another deck like that. And I think maybe that was my problem with the others that I've tried. But this one seems like it might be coming at it from a more playful place. So I don't know. I have not, to the best of my memory, watched a full walkthrough of this deck. So I'm assuming that a bunch of these cards are going to be a straight up surprise. We will see. I did open everything enough to take any banding off the cards. I always do that right when I get a deck and then I put it away until I have time to do a walkthrough. So this is where we are. Let's get into it. So this is a Hay House deck. Now I do have the mass market version of the Light Seers Tarot and the mass market version of the creative. What's the creative one called? Sacred Creators. Both those decks I really genuinely love and enjoy. So I'm hopeful, but this is different. I never did pick up the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann because that one I felt like just wasn't really my style. And truthfully, I don't think this one is either. So this really is just an experiment. I'm really loving the inside of the box and it's kind of like three-dimensional, kind of almost like the tools of the tarot have been sort of tossed in the lid of the box. Oh, there's words. For its delightful, wonder-fueled... Oh, wait, hold on. I think it starts over here. And she promised to always be curious, for its delightful wonder fueled her soul. Oh, I love that. Okay, so it says it's 78+1 card, deck, and guidebook. Ooh, I like these backings. Oh, it says come play, and there is a QR code in the box. I like this, like, peacock feather happening in there. There's something kind of irreverent about this deck that I feel like, first of all, I feel like this is well suited to the mass market, and I don't mean that in an insulting way. I hope nobody takes it that way. But I just feel like this is the kind of playful, fun sort of thing one experiments with in the mass market. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know that I would have felt brave enough to purchase this as an independent deck because it's kind of out there for me. So we'll see. But I am really happy to see that there is a nice chunky guidebook. I've always had really wonderful experience with Chris Ann's other guidebooks and found them wonderful. So I'm hopeful. We're going to set that aside and we'll see if I end up referring to it at all. And let's take a look at the backings. I don't know if it is a dark kind of purple with this red and green and this peacock feather business and these like red feathers in the corners. I don't know if it's just me. I think it's just me and my viewfinder, actually. So we're going to just take the shadows away there. And I'm going to trust that it's just my awkward angle to my viewfinder that's the problem here. But I'm going to hope that the colors come through, and I'm going to focus on my actual naked eye viewing of the deck. So cardstock wise, this feels not awesome. Like it's like a basic cheap matte Hay House cardstock. That's what it feels like. Nothing spectacular. In fact, I think, let's grab actually my Mass Market Light Sears, because I think Hay House's cardstock has changed, and I've actually been really hesitant to purchase some of their decks ever since they made the change. So let's just compare really quickly. So this is the Hay House version of the Light Sears. Yeah, like even the box. Nope, I'm making that up. The boxes feel identical. So maybe the cardstock is the same. Let's see. Oops. Yeah, okay. You can kind of actually see it. So this cardstock has like a little bit of a sheen to it. So it's not as perfectly matte. Whereas this cardstock, like you can really see if I do this, this one's catching the light and this one isn't. So the newer Hay House cardstock is more matte than the older one. Yeah, these cards feel... they just feel more matte, quite honestly. The cardstock quality actually feels really similar. So it's very likely that it's the same thing, just more matte. So I will assume that's the case unless I notice something that makes me think otherwise. So that's it for cardstock. And let's get into it. Now, I remember when I took the paper or sleeve off, I noticed this right away. I don't think it's... okay. I'm not, it theoretically should bother me, but I don't think it's going to bother me. The borders on this deck are uneven. I'm hopeful that that is a printing error, and that it'll be fixed in another printing of this deck. But if you look here, it's much wider of a border on the right than on the left. Right away though, I noticed when I first saw this first top card, I noticed that the image goes around the border anyway. So the border is kind of a suggestion as it is. But it is skewed to one side, so hopefully you can see what I mean by that. And I could see that being really frustrating for some people to look at. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. But I think I'm okay to overlook it. We'll see as we go through the deck if it grows to be something that I notice more, or if I begin to notice it less. And I'll try to remember to report back at the end of the video. So this very first card doesn't have an anthropomorphic animal at all. It's just a dog leaping off a cliff. This is joyful and wonderful, and I love it. I love that the illustration kind of highlights with this starburst graphic around the cliff edge, the actual point of the cliff at which the dog would have leaped off. And I think that's pretty cool. There's also a feather kind of abandoned here at the top. And there is a feather in the cap of the original Rider-Waite-Smith Fool. So it's almost as though he's like discarded his trappings, his fear, his worries, and has just leapt off the cliff. So I think that's actually a really adorable image. I love the look on the dog's face. So let me keep us actually zoomed out and I'll just bring it up. Look at that dude. He looks kind of worried, like just a little bit in that way that dogs do. But I love the potential of this card. I love that. Oh my God. Okay, so we have what looks to be a polar bear, I assume. Am I supposed to be able to identify these animals, y'all? I mean, that looks like a polar bear to me. I mean, he even looks like he's standing in like a wintry environment almost. I love that he's looking up and he's kind of juggling the 4 tools of the minor arcana. And what's really cool to me is that there is, right down here by the bottom of his foot, there is a lemniscate, and there's also a lemniscate in the air. And the funny thing is that normally what I look for in the Magician card is the as above, so below with the hand positioning, but I actually get that from this mirrored lemniscate situation happening here, where it's like as above, so below. So I get that. But this is so playful and fun and ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, I love her. She's great. I love how like their skin tones have been blended to match the head of the animal. I think that's super clever. Here we have our high priestess. She's veiled, which I love. I love the sort of lit up sort of third eye space here, and the black and the white feather that are hanging down, which speak to our Rider-Waite-Smith symbology. But again, I like how the characters are popping out of the borders. Like here the knife or the sword is coming out of the border. We have some plants happening. So yeah, I'm kind of digging that. I feel like it just, again, it feels like they're coming towards you out of their card. Oh my God, what is she? What is she? Is she a peahen? I feel like she might be a peahen. Is that what the, okay, you guys, I have to look at the book. She is delightful. I love the green. I love the pink dress and the contrast and these little chicks, or baby peacocks. I have to look up what she is. I just can't. I can't handle it. I need to know. She is, oh, please tell me. Please tell me. Oh, yeah, peacock. It says peacock. But, like, the peacock is the male, right? So wouldn't this be a peahen, technically? I mean, I'm guessing, right? Y'all weigh in the comments down below. That's a peahen, right? They have the little thingy on their head, too, I think. Yeah? Okay. Anyways, I love her. I think she's adorable. I think that's fantastic. Oh, my God. He's a walrus. Okay, maybe I don't need the book to look at what animals these are. That is hilarious. It's like a mustache on his face. That's amazing. But I love that he's all business. That's great. Oh my God. Okay, I think I saw this card. I think this was the card, actually, that I remembered that made me want to get this deck, because this is like, I have this whole character in my head for who this is. This is like that really, really out there, like yoga teacher meets like Jane Fonda of the 80s. I love her spiky boots. I love that she's a llama. It's perfect for this character. She's got the keys around her neck. She's sitting on this big like stereo radio type thing, and I can literally imagine her like leading, and she's a girl to me for sure, but I can imagine her like leading like a yoga class. But I've literally like this, it's almost like I'm already path working in my head with these characters. Like I can literally imagine conversing with them, which was not something I think I expected from this deck, but like this character has an entire personality to me just by looking at this image. That's amazing. I love that. They're lovebirds. Aww. Oh, that's great. I love that. We still have the apple and the snake, which is amazing. I love that. Oh my God, the camel is the chariot. That is so perfect. Okay, not only is it perfect because, of course, our camel can travel long distances because he has what he needs that he's carrying with him. I love that I love his face and his like teeth showing like he has a big grin. The black and the white cat in the foreground. We get the idea that he's on a path. What I especially actually love about this is that this looks like a path through a field. This is going to sound so dumb, but like I created this whole world of the chariot as part of a meditation that I wrote and recorded for YouTube. I put it up on my channel a long time ago. I'll try to remember to link it in the cards or in the description box. But it's basically a guided meditation that takes you through all the chakras and also some associated major arcana worlds. And among them is the world of the chariot. And this just reminds me of the world, like the landscape reminds me of that world. I just really love this. This is fantastic. We still have some symbology built into the card, but really it's the camel's face that just does me in here. Is that a sheep? That looks like a sheep in a beautiful dress, and she's holding a lemniscate. Oh my God, she's darling. I love her. Hold on. Okay, you guys, I did not expect to be charmed by this deck in this way. That's totally a sheep. Okay, we're going to be looking at the guidebook more later, but okay, I'm really impressed though that the animals are recognizable to the point where I feel like I'm able to identify them, which you all know. I have struggles. That is a rhino as the hermit. I love her dress and her walking stick and her lantern and the fact that she's walking towards us. I love everything about this energy. I think it's because it's so ridiculous. Like, it's not like it's trying to look like what a rhinoceros would look like if it was human. Do you know what I mean? It's like literally being ridiculous about itself. And that not taking itself seriously is what I'm finding so completely charming. Oh my God, that's delightful. I just can't. And the rhino the rhino for the hermit really makes sense to me because I often see them kind of off by themselves when I've seen them I was going to say in the wild, but like in, even in enclosures and things like that. The Wheel of Fortune. So she is a white tiger. She looks sassy AF, and she is managing that wheel, and like she's not going to let you get away with like ignoring the fact that the wheel is going to turn. Again, I feel like these are all characters I could get to know. It feels very personable. Oh my God. It is a gray, what are these called? I was going to say cockatoo. That's not right. It's an African gray parrot, with a succulent behind its ear. I mean, the African gray is justice. This is just wonderful. I feel like I can almost hear their voices. Like they just come to life. They literally feel like they're popping up out like off of the card. And I know that's partly because of the way they come out of the borders. So far, I'm not finding myself too bothered by the unevenness. I mean, like it's annoying that it's there. I mean, I guess in theory I could do a little trim. Yeah, the backings are uneven too. You can see everything's just literally scooted over. Like where it's wider here, it's also wider on the back. Like it's like the whole sheet got printed askew, which is a darn shame. Hey house, quality control, man. Come on. That's a little annoying. But like I'm finding myself kind of so charmed by the imagery that I'm not really paying it that much attention. So that's good. Love her. That is a bat. That is a bat with a dog face, which is adorable. I mean, bats have dog faces, puppy faces, like separate from their wings, which I think it's delightful that this bat does not have its wings visible, that we're just getting the bat head, but that is amazing. It makes so much sense. I love the like starburst around the head. Like you can definitely find your Rider-Waite Smith here, but I feel like this bat's like, what? I mean, like I wanted to be here. Like this is fine. That's what I hear in my head when I look at him. This is fine. Okay, are you a vulture head? I bet you are. This is the death card, so that would make sense. Vulture, look at me, you guys. I'm so proud of myself. Considering I only have a head to go on. Isn't it amazing? Like, I only have a head to go on, and somehow I'm managing to do better. This is great. I love that it's a scythe with the butterfly and the sort of traditional white rose there. Also, a little red feather here, which is reminiscent of the feather that was left behind by our fool. A cat for temperance. I'm assuming that's just a regular black cat, or is it meant to be a cougar? Let's see. We're in... Oh, it's a puma. It's a puma. And I don't even know... This doesn't feel like an animal deck to me. I don't know how else to describe it. It feels like something else. OMG, that is a goat. It's the devil. Oh my god, he's so great. I love him. There's this like funny like 1950s sort of vibe to this card. What are you? Are you a lemur? Is that a lemur? Okay, this is me. I'm gonna spend the whole thing just being like, is that a lemur? It is a lemur, you guys, look at me. The stripy socks helped for sure. Okay, can we talk about the fact that the tower card is actually, the card itself looks like it's being destroyed? Like, check out the 16, which usually sits at the top of the card, is burning and off to the side here. The card itself looks like it's on fire. The card is wrinkled behind our character, and it's like she's escaping out of the card. That is such a cool effect. I love that. Yeah, there's a very like, you know what it is? This deck feels like it's kind of breaking the fourth wall. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it's like coming at me, like talking to me. And that's cool. I don't think I have any other decks that do that. This is a star and that literally looks like a seal. I have to keep checking. I'm sorry. It's an otter. I was thinking otter, but I said seal. I promise. I'm not lying. I promise. That's awesome. I love otters. A wolf, of course, for the moon. I love that we have our little crab here. She's beautiful. I love her. The sun! This is the iguana card. It's great. I love it so much. Look at her polka dot swimsuit. Oh my god. Oh, and there's our feather. Okay, now this makes me wonder. Hold on. Is there a feather in every card or just in a few of them? No, it's definitely not in every card, but there's the red feather again showing up in the sun, which is super interesting. I'm sure there's something about the guidebook, or in the guidebook about that. Okay, here in Judgment we have raccoons. That's, I don't even know what to say. This is, I feel like I'm in, like, I'm having such a moment and I don't know. I don't even know, like, what is happening? Is that a fox meditating? That is amazing. Like the combination of their heads and their body positions and their clothing and like all of it is just how? Oh my god. There's so much joy in this. That is the best. I love that. Oh my god. Okay, so now our dog is up close. You can really see the facial expression. So this is like an extra fool. Oh, it's the Fool 2.0. I'll have to read about that. So now our dog, it's almost like our dog leapt off the cliff into this world and is now in this world and ready to take another leap, which is such a cool full circle moment when we talk about the Fool's journey. Literally, he went on this journey, met all these characters, right? And comes out the other end, or she comes out the other end, and she's taking a new leap into a new journey. And it's repeating. She's left the feather behind again. Super curious about the feather. I really want to kind of figure out what's going on there. Oh my god. Okay, you guys, I'm just gonna laugh through this whole thing. That is amazing. It's like lizard hand holding the wand. I love the road stretching off into the distance. That's awesome. Oh, look at this cat. Okay, so it's like the cat. Okay, so there's a key and a lock up here, and you almost get that, or I almost get this impression, like there's the door that they can go behind, but first they've got to unlock the door. There's like, obviously the idea is that it's locked. So they're hacking out, they're kind of parsing out how to go about it. So this definitely speaks to me of the planning and the plotting and the figuring things out phase of a creative project, right? Like, okay, I got to get that locked down off that stick, connect it with this key, make sure those things go together. I don't know, that's where my brain went. I love that. And then the 3 of Wands. He is, okay, wait, this was a cat. Okay, this is a reindeer? Question mark? Uh-oh, now I'm in trouble. I was doing so good in the majors. Is it a reindeer? Or is it like a, I'm on the 3 of Wands. Oh, it's a stag. I feel like I should have known that, but those horns look kind of fuzzy and kind of reindeer-y. But yeah, makes sense. That's a stag. Love the suspenders. What kind of bird are you? You're amazing. Okay. Okay. I cannot even a little bit focus. Penguin. No. No. Is that really a penguin? Is that? It's yellow though. I guess I'm thinking of an emperor penguin. All right. Okay. I mean, he is definitely getting his groove on. And then are these wombats? Hyenas. Hyenas in the 5 of Wands. That makes sense. Love this. Okay, nope. I'm done. Is that 6 of Wands? Victory. So this is the coati. I don't know what that is. Coati? C-O-A-T-I? I have no idea. What's a coati? Oh my gosh. Okay, we already had deer or elk. So what's the 7? Deer. So we had elk. This is deer. I love her. She's got a very Rosie the Riveter. Is that who it is? Rosie the Riveter. I'll make sure I don't say that wrong. She's got her vibes. Oh my god. What is this? I don't even know. A turtle? Oh my god. Okay, the turtle running for his life. Oh, he's even got a shell in his back. I just spotted it. Okay, so the turtle running for his life in the 8 of the 8 of Wands. I don't even know. That is so funny. Okay, okay. Oh, I love her. I love her fire. That's got to be a cougar, right? Lion. Okay, well, y'all, it's a female lion. Really makes sense for the 9 of Wands. But I feel like for the 9 of Wands, that's great. But, like, are we going to get a lion in the courts? That's what I'm wondering. Look at him. He is a baboon, right? Oh, my gosh. I'm just going to keep the book handy. Yeah, he's a baboon. Oh, my God. He's great. I love the facial expressions. They are literally everything in this deck. It is amazing. I just don't even know. I don't even know what else I can say. They're just amazing. The zebra for the page. All right. That's a desert creature. I get it. Okay. Love that it's got like this, the streamers. That's awesome. Is that another iguana? Wasn't an iguana in the sun card? So the knight is it just says lizard. Well, okay. But it was the sun that was lizard. It just says lizard. Well, that looks like an iguana specifically in both cards. Okay. That's pretty great though. Yeah, I feel like the nose of the horse got cut off because the border was uneven. That's a little bit annoying. I kind of wish I could see the whole front of the horse, but I mean, it still works. Just kind of bummed that the printing is uneven, but yes, we definitely get a lion again for the Queen of Wands. I love that she's in a corset. I love this gown. I love that her legs are spread here. This sounds really bad, but I love that confident posture in the Queen of Wands, right? That really works. I love the purple chair behind her. She's gorgeous. And then, of course, we have our king. So I hope we do have, like, this kind of mated pair idea for the other courts. That'll be interesting to see, but I love it here. Oh, it's my favorite suit. Let's see how they do the cups. Oh, this is cute. So we have an octopus kind of holding the cup and 2 little swans up in the top that are making that heart shape, which is super lovely. This is great. Dolphins in the 2. They look so joyful and fun. They literally look like they could be on their first date or their 3rd or 4th date, but they look like they're clearly dating. You know what I mean? Which I like that energy. What are you? I feel like I should know. These are lizards again. It's lizards again in the 3 of Cups. What are you? Geckos. Oh my God. They're so great. purple and blue. Oh my God, the colors in this deck, though, for real, is just... It's a bunny. I'm interrupting myself. I'm so sorry. The colors, all the bold colors, they're just making me really happy. This bunny in the Four of Cups is so cute, and it's being offered another cup with some sunglasses. That's amazing. That looks like a goldfish in the Five of Cups. Oh my God. It does look so forlorn. Oh, it's a puffer fish. Oh, oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. The Six of Cups is an elephant. Oh, that's a lovely image. I love that. This is so fun. The Seven of Cups. Look at this dog. Like the facial expressions are just so perfectly paired. Giraffe for the Eight of Cups. Ooh, this is interesting. So this giraffe has these fine cords going from, I can't quite see. It looks like she's, yes. Okay, so it looks like what she's doing here, there's these fine cords that are tied around a couple of the cups. You can really see the cord is wrapped around this cup here and is tied around the base of this cup here. And it looks like she's literally in the process of untying those cords to let it go, which I think is actually a really powerful image for the Eight of Cups. So it's like this deck is silly and ridiculous, but it's definitely showing the meanings as well, which I am a fan of. I love her boots and the leggy legs here. It's so great. Okay, wait. Meerkat? Meerkat, right? Come on now. Meerkat! You guys, I got it right! That's exciting. I love the Nine of Cups. I love that he's got a little like genie lamp here, which speaks to the wishes fulfilled and the contentment of the card, the happiness, the joy, without just a bunch of wine. Good job. Love it. The hippos! Oh my God, hippos for the Ten of Cups. This is so awesome. Yeah, you can barely see these last two cups. Again, I wish it was a little scooched over. I am noticing it a little more than I was hoping, but not enough. Like, I'm not noticing it enough to, like, pitch a fit. You know what I mean? But, like, oh my God, this is so delightful. Look. Okay, first of all, the Page of Cups is the goldfish. And instead of the goldfish in the bowl, there's a person with a message for the Page of Cups. That's awesome. I love the pink tights here. Oh my gosh. Christian must have just had so much fun illustrating this deck. The Knight of Cups, we have a frog. Again, that's a frog. I think we had a frog before, right? We did. I don't think I'm making that up. Yeah, frog. Okay. Love him. I love that there's this heart on a hook that he's chasing after. That's so perfect. The Queen of Cups. This looks like a seal. Watch me be wrong. Seal. Yay. I love her. And we've got a polar bear again for the King of Cups, yeah? Yes. So that makes me wonder, was the magician also a polar bear? Because I think it was. Yes, it was. So there's no fear of repeating animals in this deck, which is fine with me. I don't care. I want the right energy per card, right? I love that his throne is sitting on the surface of the water. There's even a little fish underneath. Ace of Swords. Okay, so we're into the sword suit. We have a hummingbird. I think hummingbird for the ace is really lovely. We have some acorns here, which I like for the idea, the recognition of new beginnings, of ideas. Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, leopard, got that right. Two of Swords. This is fantastic. I wish I could see some water behind because I'm so used to seeing that in the traditional card, but I love that. Oh my God, it's an ostrich and her eggs are stabbed and she's of course real mad about it and having feelings. Look at, she does not look happy. I wouldn't be happy either. That's so great. Is that a sloth in the Four of Swords? Oh my God. That's got to be a sloth face. That's a sloth face. I'm not wrong. I'm just going to check, but I don't think I'm wrong. It's definitely a sloth. Okay. This looks like Reepicheep. If you've read the Chronicles of Narnia, you know who I'm talking about. But if I see a mouse in armor with a sword, particularly a, like, rapier, like a jousting sword, it's going to be Reepicheep in my mind. I love that the cat is like trying to get rid of the mouse or try to sweep the mouse away and is trying to like dominate him, and the mouse is like not having it. Like, it's going to have its cheese. It's going to win. Super interesting. I think it's really interesting too. You can see a sword sticking out of the broom. I think you can definitely see either of these characters as the one who's technically bullying, depending on your perspective. You can do a lot with this card intuitively, I feel like. So that's either a hare. It's got to be a hare and the tortoise, because 6 of Swords, right? I feel like, what's happening here? Hold on. Turtle and hare together. Okay, that's super interesting. Oh my gosh. Makes sense for the journey, right? It's not about how quickly you get there, just that you get there. The 7 of Swords. Is that what is that? I want to say like a roadrunner or like something fast. What's one of those fast birds? Let's see. Ostrich. Oh, it is an ostrich. I almost said ostrich, and I'm like, we just had ostrich in the 3, but nope, it's still the ostrich. And it's taking off with something. Like a thief in the night, this ostrich is ready to run away with what's not his, and no one has noticed yet. Okay, I don't want to get into the guidebook because I want to do that at the end, but that's pretty great. The 8 of Swords is a horse. Oh my god, these outfits. Like, this is so fun. This is such a fun deck. I was trying to say both of those things at the same time. I love it. Oh, look at the sad, worried owl in the 9 of Swords. Oh, no. And it's a barn owl. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, look at this bumblebee and the 10 of Swords. Oh, that's heartbreaking. It's so perfect, though, with this, like, kind of wilted rose above it. Like, there's no pollen there for it. Aww. Then in the page, we have the hummingbird on a swing, which I think is delightful. I love all the books flying around. The knight is, oh, that is a beautiful bird. What is that? Okay, the knight, lilac-breasted roller. So I would have never guessed that, but that's beautiful. Love that. Oh, we have a barn owl again for the Queen of Swords, right? Just says owl, but that's another barn owl. I love her. I love owls for their wisdom through this suit. I love it. Ooh, that's got to be a falcon, right? A falcon or a hawk. But I think it's a falcon. Oh, it's an eagle. Well, you know, I was in the right, you know, general species, I guess. This is great. I love how we get the idea of the king being high up here. We have the mountaintops down below him, so I think that's really cool. Ace of Pentacles. Is that a bear paw? Kind of looks like it could be a bear paw. Love that. Okay, what's that? What is that? Is that a goose? It almost looks like a goose to me. Duck. Oh, well. I was like, that doesn't remind me of a goose egg, but I don't know what duck eggs look like. So he's great. I love him. Oh, look at the cats in the 3 of Pentacles. This literally intuitively is like the phrase, it's like herding cats. Like they're all over the place, but they're trying to work together, but it's kind of a mess. I love that so much. This is so fun. The pig for the 4 of Pentacles. Aww. And the panda for the 5. Oh, the bamboo's out there, and it's all stuck up in here with just this straw. No wonder it's sad. He needs to go get the bamboo. Okay, that's a rooster. Right? Or a turkey. Oh, gosh. You guys, I'm so sorry. It's a chicken. It's a turkey. It's a rooster. No, it's a chicken. I almost said chicken, but I don't remember their heads being that colorful. That's great. It's chicken for the 6 of Pentacles. Like with the chicken feed down here feeding little babies, that totally works. The squirrel for the 7 is amazing and so perfect for the meaning of this card. I just can't even. Okay. I want to say otter again, but I don't want to be wrong. So it's otter. Oh, good. That's amazing. And I love that there's a sewing vibe to the 8 of Pentacles. That looks like a bear again for the 9, which I think makes sense for the 9. Grizzly bear. Yep. Love it. In the 10, we have, oh gosh, I always get alligators and crocodiles mixed up. Crocodiles. Crocodiles. They do look quite established. I love that. Is that, I want to say wombat, and I just pulled that out of my butt. I don't know if that's true. Tarsier. Tarsier? I don't know what a tarsier is, but I'm going to have to look them up. I love her. I love that she looks kind of like curvy and focused on the pentacle with her big eyes. It's great. That's got to be a beaver, which would make sense for the night. It's a beaver. Oh, good. Funny. It's like almost like if I can focus on their faces, I definitely do a better job than I normally do. And that is a bison. Listen to me cheating. You can hear her. Oh, it's a Highland cow. She's pretty, though. I really like her. And that's a moose. A moose for the king, yeah? Yeah. Oh my God, you guys. They're so delightful. Okay, this deck thoroughly has charmed the pants off of me. Like, I mean, I'm actually wearing pants, just so you know. But this deck has charmed the pants off of me. I've been saying delightful a lot on my channel. Man, you know what? I don't think it would have occurred to me that this deck could win me over the way that I feel like it has during this walkthrough. But there's so much like fun and personality in this deck. I just want to see what a few cards look like. I'm just playing now. And then we'll take a look at the guidebook, but I'm just curious. So let's just take a peek and see like what things look like. Page of Cups. Ace of Wands, don't mind my laundry just finishing if you're on headphones and it's picking that up because it probably is. The Fool 2.0. Wow, there's a lot of like beginning energy there. I'm just kind of playing here. The Star. The Nine of Pentacles. Oh, and the Tower. This looks like complacency to me that kind of blows up in your face. Ugh. Okay, the Fool. Seven of Swords. Uh-oh. And the Five of Wands, definitely getting into some trouble. The Two of Swords, decision. Uh-oh, gotta make sure that we're being fair and balanced in our decision making. And the King of Pentacles, but be wise, lean into our skills. Oh, I feel like this deck just talks to me. The Ten of Cups. The Seven of Cups. And the Six of Cups. See, to me, I'd be like, beware. Like, things might be really good in your life, but make sure you're not just doing that whole grass is greener on the other side, reminiscing over the past, comparing, like, toxic comparison to the future or the past. Maybe things are actually really good, but you're caught up in it. Yeah, I feel like this deck just wants to talk to me. And I know part of it is that I just respond so well to color. Ace of Cups. Oops. Six of Swords. And Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, interesting. It's like something looks bright and shiny. Like maybe it's almost like it's too good to be true. I feel like there's further to go in the journey before we can really grasp at something that's that bright and shiny. Like maybe it's time to just continue, stay the course. Maybe just continue doing the work. Don't get caught up in the distraction of the new and shiny. Okay, I could do this all day. I really feel like this deck is talking to me. I just feel like it's really easy. Like the messages are coming really easy. Like, oh, one of my cards has, I bet you it's one of the top cards from that freaking paper. Yep, look. I hate Hay House cards. They got to figure it out because like this happens all the time. And it's like they wrap their decks with those paper bands and there's almost always like a little bit of card damage on either the first or the last card in the deck. It's so annoying and I'm so careful how I open them because I don't want that to happen, but it's annoying. These decks, quality-wise, I don't feel like they're necessarily made to last. You know what I mean? But I'm going to use the crap out of this deck because it's adorable. I really wish I had a copy that didn't have the uneven printing. But it's so fun, and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to play with it, and yeah, we're going to see. But, oh my God. Okay, I just want to keep shuffling. Hand over hands really, really nicely, and I don't think I would edge this because the borders are already, like, just suggestions, right? Like, the artwork kind of encroaches, and I wouldn't want to accidentally, like, get color on that, I think. But, I don't know. That's my initial thinking. We'll see. I haven't really edged many decks lately, but... Okay, let's do a quick card pull. What did I just do? Oh, yeah, to check the guidebook. Oh, we got the Seven of Swords, which I was starting to read earlier. That's so funny. And it came up in our sample. So let's take a look at the guidebook. Let's zoom in. I'll bring this card over a little closer so we can see it. I'll zoom out just a little more. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look. So it's a chunker. Yeah, so I have Chris Ann's other products. I have the Light Seers Tarot and the Sacred Creators Oracle, but I don't have the Muse Tarot. I love both of those decks. I use them all the time. Okay, so meet your curious guide. That sounds like a Chris Ann thing to do. So hold your deck in your hand, tell me your name, shuffle the curious creatures. If you prefer us in random order, then place us all down gently. Face up, please. You're going to have to see our faces and take a peek and decide who I am. Oh, interesting. So you kind of pick your guide, and then it takes you through that process. Reading with the curious cards, a path working. I remember I told you, it's like the path working just seems to happen automatically with this deck, which is so bizarre. I've never had another deck do that where I feel like it felt like I was interacting with these characters. And I think some of that is the artistic choice to have them popping out of the border, but also just, I don't know, there's something about this. It just felt like it feels, I was going to say it feels sentient, and then I realized that would make me sound like way more woo than I actually mean to be. But it feels like it's got personality. And yes, I'm personifying. That's what I do. It's fine. Yes. Did you notice as you looked at me that the frame of the card is not unlike a doorway? So very intentional choices on Chris Ann's part. I can't wait to read this, actually. Oh, take a photo of this fancy code with your smartphone and we'll walk you through path working with an audio treat. Cool. Some readers choose to read upright and reverse card positions, so it talks about that. Then there's some spreads. Oh, I love that. Okay. The majorly curious messages. So here's our majors. So then we get into card descriptions. So in the majors you get, there are 2 Fools, it says. See page 46 if yours is the Fool 2.0. So it's good that it kind of reminds you that there's 2 Fools, in case you're referring to the guidebook. So for every card, it looks like in the majors anyways, you get heads and tails. So I'm assuming that's upright and reversed keywords. Then a message. And then this bit here that says pup conversations, because of course the Fool is the pup. So conversations related to the animal. So let's see if that's the same in the minorly curious messages. So we get heads, tails, a message, and yes, then gecko conversations. So let's go to our 7 of Swords and see what it has to say. So for the heads, it has deception, taking only what you need, being strategic, steering clear of dishonesty and manipulation, stealth, or theft. Tails is lying to yourself, being caught, a time to tread lightly, lies, being bamboozled, a con artist who will swindle you out of nest and home. It says, like a thief in the night, this ostrich is ready to run away with what's not his and no one has noticed yet. He's light-footed, fast, and nimble, and reminds you to make sure that you can see past any illusion or trickery at this time. Is everyone in your life being honest with you? And are you being honest with yourself? Sometimes even fact becomes distorted, so reevaluate yourself honestly and often, as perception is everything at this time. Do you think this ostrich is taking what's not his? Or perhaps he's taking exactly what he needs for survival and nothing more. You're being asked to straddle the different truths of the situation in order to define your perspective, the one that feels right in your heart, and to remain on the lookout for anyone or anything not aligning with the greater truth. Anything that feels manipulative or icky right now probably is, so see the situation for what it really is and allow your beautiful heart to take action from a place of sincerity, love, and integrity. The universe always knows where your heart and your truest intentions lie, and your genuine and honest action will lead you in the right direction. It's a beautiful message. Then it says, ostrich conversations. Sometimes we give ourselves permission to react in ways that are out of alignment, telling ourselves that we had no choice. How are you holding yourself accountable for your own truthfulness, honor, and integrity? No excuse outweighs the call to walk and act in love. How are you choosing love and truth in your life? So I feel like that's kind of almost like a, it's almost worded like a journal prompt or like a jumping off point for journal work. Yeah, and when I'm kind of quickly scanning through, they all end in questions. So these conversations with the animal in the card, so like in this case it was ostrich conversation, they all are like prompts for like meditation or for contemplation or for journaling, which I love. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm really excited about this. This was such a crapshoot. Like I did not know how I was going to feel about this one, but I'm really, really charmed. And I just think this is going to be so much fun to work with and to read with, and it just feels fresh. I love the colors, and I love the emotion captured on the faces of these creatures. And like the marvelous and magical thing to me about this is that it's clear that this is obvious collage, right? Like heads of animals were put on people's bodies, and then the bodies were then further manipulated to probably adjust the colors of the clothing, to give the skin tones different, to match the animal. It's so fun. I can't. I'm so charmed. I'm so charmed. I can't stop just like giggling about this. This is amazing. I just can't. Okay. All right. So I'm probably not going to be working with this like in a dedicated way for a little while. But I'm so glad to have taken this time to get to know it. I will definitely keep you guys posted when I do work with it in a more dedicated way so that you have an idea of what my final thoughts are once I've put it into practice in a more, like I said, in a more dedicated way. I will definitely keep you posted. That's what I'm trying to say. I am super charmed. I cannot wait to play with it when the time comes. But for now, that, my friends, is the Curious Creatures Tarot by Chris Ann. Thank you for hanging out with me and like putting up with me giggling and like squealing in various cards. This was a great fun. This was great fun to film. So thank you for hanging out with me. As always, please do remember to click the like button, subscribe, click the bell, do all of the things. Those things really help support the channel. And do comment down below with your thoughts. If you have thoughts about my sad attempt at animal identification, or if you have thoughts about different cards or things that jumped out at you, I would love to hear them, because it's always fun to hear your guys' take on this stuff too. So keep me posted, drop a comment down below. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye guys!